is an idea which I played with and I really liked it, so I've worked it up in some detail. Basically, this is the overall limit of the property all the way around here with the contour lines based on that plan. And within the property, I thought large areas of it could be flooded to create these marvellous artificial lakes. They don't need to be very deep. And they, in turn, frame all the various elements. So to approach the property, you arrive by road and you have parkings like this. These are the parkings, the white ones. In order to access the property, without vehicles, all vehicles are left outside the property, and then to access the facility people transfer to the monorail, and this monorail is in the thick red. Now this monorail runs all round the property and through it, and these are high-speed trains to get you quickly from an entry point, for example, to somewhere like that. And then you have transit towers, which are these red things like this. And with the transit tower, you go down onto a tramway. And this tramway system is quite complex. It runs all through the property with wires buried underneath the causeways. And so, for example, if you arrive by road, you park your car, you get into the first tower, which puts you on the monorail. You actually want to go to something there, so you could whiz all around like this, get off the transit tower, pick up a tram, and this tram will take you to all the various individual elements on the causeway. And then these are the lakes shown here. That is the monorail, that's the thing for it, and that is the tramway. So that is the overall principle of the thing. And then to illustrate this, to give it a three-dimensional thing, number one, that is the monorail system, which you saw on the other thing. So these are the little monorail cars, which only take about 12, 14 people. And this is the one that whistles you around the property. In due course, you get to your transit tower, go down the tower, along a thing, onto the causeway, and here are the little trams, which are individually computer controlled. And you have small ones like this, or you have larger ones, which say take 20 people. And then you also have waterborne trams like that. The windmills, of course, are there to provide electricity and to pump water for the lakes. And I included those domes that I saw on one of the pictures that you sent to me. So that is the overall concept. These could be quite interesting as light towers, water towers, sculptural features to carry a theme. Then this is a breakdown to give you some idea of how it could look. That would be a typical monorail car. So here's your overhead monorail like this. These are the people inside, and this thing whistles around, and then it goes into the transit tower. So it would go in there, stop, the people then go down a small elevator, and they would go then into their tram car, and that is a typical tram car. That shows about 20 people in it, and the tram car runs on these causeways over the lake. And then the principle of the tram car is that you have wires buried beneath the roadway, so it's completely customer friendly. There are no rails to avoid or anything like that, and these in turn guide the tram cars. This is an overall view of the various thing, and that shows you your windmills with the tram cars running on the causeway like this, and one of those water features. And then, just to give some idea of how one could really have a bit of fun, this is an extra large tram car, and that can take up to 40 people. The idea being that these are all individually computer controlled, so you can avoid the traditional train that trams normally are. And here it is running on the causeway. And what's interesting, what I like about this design is I've given it very large rear wheels. These actually are windows for the passengers, but those are very large rear wheels which drive it. And in winter, you can put skids under the front, And I think you get thick snow in Wyoming, and you can then use it to go over the snow. And that basically gives you the more or less the overview of this particular plan. So you've got monorail, number one. You've got typical transit tower, which is number 2. You've then got the wind generators, number 3. You've got the tram cars, number 4, running on the causeway. You've got the lake, the causeway, and then you've also got the water tram cars. And there again, this is that overall plan. So again, you come in by road and you go very quickly on these things. So quite literally, you get out of your car, join the monorail, and you go whiz, 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 like this, all the way around to there, for example. And a tram will then take you, say, through to there, and then on to there, and then on to here. And that's the ground-based system. But then, of course, on the larger lakes, you could use a water tram for fun as well. And that's it.